Have you ever wanted to make those high quality thumbnails, but you do not want to spend all that money on those brand name Photoshop companies? Don't worry, I have the total ins and outs on the 3 different software companies that I use that are totally free and can make your thumbnails poppin' by the end of this video. So if you want to watch and you want to learn, just keep watching. But I am Jessica Ray Plays. I am a gaming channel. And if you do like this kind of videos, make sure you do hit that subscribe button because it does just help our little village to grow. Make sure you're giving this video a big sweet thumbs up and make sure you're commenting down below if you have any questions at all. So if you're interested in how I make my thumbnails, then just keep on watching. The first program that I use is called GIMP. Now this program is identical to Adobe Photoshop, so if you don't already have it in your belongings, definitely go check it out. Here it is. Go download it. I'm telling you, it works wonders. It's the best thing ever. You can definitely do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. I'm going to show you what I use GIMP for right now. So before I started this video, I did take some nice, beautiful, and had a nice little photo shoot with myself. So I'm going to show you what I do and how I use it. So basically we have this image here where you can see I have my background behind me. I don't want the background. I don't want it at all. Same thing goes with even my Sims when I'm doing them. And here's a version of the Sims that I use. Obviously you can tell that the background, nobody wants that on their thumbnails. So I do a quick little thing and I make it disappear. So basically I take my thumbnails looking like this to looking like this, where the background is gone. Now if you want a more depth and explanation on how I do this and how I work at GIMP, definitely let me know and I can do a video for you guys on how I make this happen and just little things that I have picked up over the years of using GIMP. So definitely if you want to know that, definitely leave some comments down below and I can make a whole video on how I use that. Which brings me to my next program that I use. I go into Canva and here it is. It's brilliant. It's amazing. It saves literally all of your designs. So literally you can go through here and you can see this is like all my designs that I ever do and thumbnails that I ever create. So it's a good way to obviously do things as well. They do have a free version on Canva and obviously they do have a pro version which you have to pay for. Up until last month I did not have the pro version. I actually just bought it. So I will be using the free stuff that does come in hand. But if something catches my eye on the pro, I might use it. But let's just go ahead and I'll show you how to do it. So obviously we do the YouTube thumbnail, which is really awesome. They have the channel art if you want to make channel art. Totally there for it. And even if you don't want to use anything like that, they have so much. They have Instagram posts that you can do, just a lot of different things you can do. You can even do some wedding programs, basically anything that you wanted to do. So let's click on YouTube thumbnail. And it's going to bring it up right here. Now all this on the side is just so much fun. They have backgrounds you can use, again, which are free, and pro, which is you have to pay for. They have videos that you can use. They have audio. They have like different styles. They have text, which is my favorite. And they have all kinds of like nice pictures and elements you can add into it. Definitely kick it up a notch. They have photos that you could even use as the backgrounds. And then obviously here you go and you can actually upload all of your things. And here is a little pro tip that I've actually learned when making thumbnails as well. You actually want to go into YouTube, especially if you're posting your videos on YouTube, and you want to go ahead and kind of like punch in what your YouTube is about. So kind of like making high quality thumbnails. Bada boom, you pop it up and obviously it shows you the number of people that have done it, obviously the high quality ones on here and so forth. So you can kind of look at people's thumbnails, because I hate to say it, but these people are kind of like your competition in a way. So obviously you want to make better thumbnails than what they did, or maybe even at least more eye-catching. So you can kind of like scroll through and you can kind of see like what people do, how they do it, how they go about it. Definitely something just kind of like, okay, I kind of like this person's style. It's definitely really cute. Or, you know, just a lot of free things like this one, nice, big, bold letters, obviously good thing to put in there as well. So definitely just a lot on, you know, some simple things that you can obviously do. So that is my little pro tip for you guys. So right here I typed in raise, which brings up so much. Obviously you can see there's a pro version. Obviously these are the ones you have to pay for. I think it even tells you how much it is. I think it's like $1, so it's not like really too bad, but obviously I'm trying to show you guys how to make them for free. So I did find this blue one right here, and obviously as you can tell it says it's free, which is awesome. That's what we want. They even have like different ones, but Again, we want to go with the free stuff, so you can definitely do all kinds of fun stuff. You can go with rays. This one's even, oh, that one's pro. Oh my gosh, this one's really, bada boom. Oh my goodness, imagine making that one. Whew, I don't know, that's a little bit much, but oh well. You can type in even like spirals. You can type in so much, and obviously this is on the photo section. If you go into the backgrounds, they obviously have the same thing over here. You can pull so many items through. So let's go ahead and kind of get started. All right, so out of my photos that I have here, this is kind of like what I come up with. Obviously you can see I did miss a spot, but don't worry, we can totally take care of that in the next program that we go into. So basically I just line it up to my best that I can. I have two of me that I'm kind of like, ooh, which one do you go with? I might actually go with this lighter one just because it makes it look better, especially when we go into our next program. So obviously I think I'm just gonna get rid of this. And I did go ahead and I cut out an arm just of mine, which is, I know it's kind of weird. And obviously you can see right here too that I missed a little bit, which again, we can totally take care of. If we kind of just do this, bada bing, bada boom, there we go. And I'm just going to try to fix my arm as best as I think that it probably would be, which might be like right about there. We're going to position it and we're going to take it backwards. Now all this will be happening in a little bit, maybe, I don't even know, something, I don't know. We can definitely work with it a little bit more because I know that it looks super, super weird. So you know what they say, if you don't first succeed, you can try again. So obviously my photos that I took, I did not like any of them. So I went ahead and I took some new ones. So here we are with what I came up with. This is a really, really good one. I like the color contrast and everything. Obviously, the best thing about Canva is also you can click on your picture that you have here. You can hit adjust and then you can adjust it to your settings so that you like specifically, which is fabulous. Again, if you want a more depth explanation about everything on how to use Canva, definitely let me know. I can do that one for you guys as well. So I did pull up some of the text. I really do love Canva for their text, but our next program that we're going to use, I think it's going to be a little bit more better for the style that we're going for. So this is about all that I can do for Canva on this one. So let's go ahead and go to my final and last program. So this is the third program that I use. It is called Pixlr. And if you're like me, you're probably like, wow, this is a lot to make a thumbnail. Yes, it is, but this is all free sites to use, and I'm sure there's probably a better way to do it, but I love doing it this way. I just feel a lot more precise in my stuff. Now they do have an advanced version and a quick and easy. I would highly suggest go with the advanced photo editor. Again, this is totally free. Again, it saves all of your images for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Go ahead and open your image. We're gonna go ahead and pop in this one that we have. Now, if you're looking at it, you're like, whoa, okay, Jess, like there's a bunch of stuff here. You know, you got your little dots everywhere. I had some mole right there, so don't worry. But wow, it is a lot, I know. Don't worry, we're gonna be cleaning it up with this program. So as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff on this side and probably got a bunch of stuff that it has in like Adobe and stuff like that. But obviously the first thing that we're gonna go into is blur, sharp, and smudge. I use the blur method and I'm going to go all the way around these edges and I'm going to blur them all out. And here is the final presentation of what it looks like after I get done doing the blur. So much better to what it looked like before. And that is just the beginning. There's so much more that I do to my photos. I go in and I add some more sharpen to like my face, basically my lips, my eyes. I do touch some of a little bit of my hair as well. And then I go into obviously the saturation and all that fun stuff. I kind of like just do a little tweaking, definitely lighten up some of the eye. And then we move on to the text. So now that I'm done finessing my photo, we are finally moving on to the text, was obviously the best part of this thing. Add text, here we go. There is a bunch that I like to do. I am going to try and figure out the perfect one to use. So usually for this one, a nice black and white is pretty good to go, especially if you want it to make it look a little bit better. They have all kinds of things. You can use the outlines, which obviously we're going to do here. We can make them a little bit bolder, which is always super fun to do too. So let's just make them a little bit more. And then after we use the outline, we can go down to here and we can put in a nice little shadow just to make it look a little bit more fire. So there is like a nice blur and everything. That looks about good, and offset it just a little bit there, and that looks good. So beautiful. Like I said, usually a good white will be enough. So I am probably going to change it to white here in a second, but I want to make it a little bit bigger, I think. like this. So here we have it after it's all said and done, how to make high quality free thumbnails. So a good thing to do when you're trying to decide on what colors to use is you can actually go into the color wheel and you can kind of see like what is in the direct opposite of like blue and green, and it's kind of like maybe like a reddy orange. So I went with that one to definitely kind of play with that contrast of that, but we're not done yet. If you think that we are done, we're not done. This is literally just the aria. So now I would usually go through and try to make a font that would look a little bit more, but this one looks really clean. But I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of play through a little bit just to see what is popping and what is maybe a no-go. All right, so there we go. After I got done playing with all the text, I think this is a really good one to use. It looks nice and clean, but if you think this is it, this is not. We're actually gonna go hop back into Canva and we're gonna fine and tune it just a little bit more to make it look a little bit more cutesy and definitely a lot more cooler. Now we are back into Canva and we can fine tune it just a little bit more. Usually some people can add like a border, which is really, really nice to do as well. So obviously you can go into your elements, and obviously mine's already pulled up, but this is like a border and you can just simply just drag it over. But obviously my words are in the way a little bit, so I'm not going to use it for this one. But usually I would do something kind of like this, and then you can obviously just change the color, bada boom. You can make it a lot more cute. Now if you wanted to, you could definitely go back into your old one like this, but you have to do everything all over again with the blur and everything, and you could add it back into it, whatever you want to do. But the only reason why I came in here was because I actually want to add in a little like star or like a little shine effect, and we're going to use this one. It is pro, but there's tons more that you can use. If you just gotta find one that is free for you guys. So there's definitely a bunch of stars. Like this one is free. Again, it's not the right color and everything, so there is a bunch you just have to kind of like decipher and kind of go through. And I know it is a lot to do, but for all poops and giggles. All right, so we can just simply put it in here like this, and we can go over here to this transparency, and basically we can just like fine tune it just a little bit to where it's not so much. And then we could probably move it on down a little bit and make it a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more fun. And there we go, something kind of like that. Or move it up, you know, something just like this. And then we can go ahead and duplicate it and put it on the other side, even though it's not going to show up. And then if you want to, you could actually go in and you could actually change it. So we could change it to red if we wanted to make it a little bit more, you know, bolder, or add in some nice little black. Whatever you think you would like to do. And basically that is it. That is how I make my high quality free thumbnails. Now yes, I did use a little bit of the pro for the star, but there is other options that you can definitely use, and they may not be as good as you would want, but it's definitely free options. There's 20 billion areas. I mean, as you can see, there's so many stars that you can use. The list goes on and on and on. And if you do want to get the pro, it's definitely good to do, especially if you're wanting to make a starting soon or be right back screen, or even a ending screen. This is what I used to make all of mine happen on Twitch. So definitely worth it, especially if you're trying to make all those things. Just pay the pro for the first month, which I think is like $15. Again, I know it's a little much, but it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. I would highly suggest downloading GIMP, because that's the only one that you have to actually download to your computer. The other ones, Canva and Pixlr, you can use on a website, and I'll definitely link them down below so you guys can go and get them and use them. I hope that has helped. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I will gladly answer any of your all's questions. I am self-made, so I have learned this the hard way on how to make quality free thumbnails. And yes, if you do go look back at my first thumbnails, I have improved a lot more compared to those. I could definitely improve a lot more than even the ones that I'm doing now. But even if this information helps one person make better and free high quality thumbnails, I am so freaking happy. But I am on all kinds of socials, so you can follow me over here. Definitely go and hit me up if you have any suggestions. I do have a Discord, so you can go follow me on that. But that is the end of the video, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Make sure you are hitting that subscribe button, because it does just help our little village to grow. Make sure you give this video a big sweet thumbs up, and make sure you're commenting down below, because remember, that is where you do is shine. And I'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, love you. Bye. Mwah.